The origin and source of profit of the network. In 1920s, when the atmosphere of the Great Depression was ripe, a society that had a sense of insecurity in the future began and became active in the insurance industry. A young man with a master's degree at Harvard University thought that the insurance industry only brings one certificate and the insurance company focuses on the transaction being made only through the policyholder and the middle insurer. The general distribution industry has a complex and costly process of production, wholesale, retail, consumer. However, the simulation was conducted on the assumption that if someone made a word of mouth and delivered the product, it could reduce this complicated process. Network marketing has come to the world after it has been confirmed that distribution costs and advertisement are based on the communicator's capabilities. Network marketing has no distribution margin of more than 30%, nor does it pay advertising costs of more than 30%. Just word of mouth replaces the advertising expense. Rather, it is really good to use it because it's delivered by an acquaintance who has used the product. That cost has been reduced by more than 60%, so it's really cheap. And the producers, consumers, and word-of-mouth careers are starting to get happy new marketing. It must be a good job, but people who have been on distribution channels, advertisers, and media outlets whose main sources of income are advertisement felt a sense of crisis that their jobs would be completely lost. And then network marketing went through a lot of trials, and to this day, it's been operating under the prejudice of a multi-level and pyramid. In the 1980s, Korea caused a social stir when it sold very expensive magnetic mats on a network basis. Still, network marketing is blocked by such prejudice. In addition, if 60% of the cost is saved, the consumer price should be low. The quality is good, but the price is relatively high. In other words, as Atomy opens a new paradigm, the history of networks is entering a new phase. Just as no one can catch the waves that flow from top to bottom, the waves of Atomy have already been made impossible for anyone to turn or change. 10 years ago, when Atomy came out shouting absolute quality and absolute price, I never thought that Korea's native network would become a global standard. Korea's native network has never been successful, and network marketing under the US initiative was so strongly establishing itself as a standard for networks. The quality is excellent, but I doubt that there is no reason why the price set without spending any distribution margin, 30%, advertising costs, 30%, and total 60% are not comparable to the price of the market. There was no way we could do anything about this question. It is exaggeration to say that Company A writes the history of a network. It failed to properly inherit the source of disruptive revenue in network marketing. Based on the Company A's standards, global sales have been stagnant for 15 years, up from $11 billion. At that time, made in USA products were relatively high in price, with a price premium of the highest developed country. There were a lot of people who bought things even though they were selling them at such high. However, as globalization began in the 2000s and production of products around the world was led by Asian countries such as China, it did not compete with the good quality alone. Since the US premium products were almost eliminated, the network based on A company, which was founded in 1959, has remained the same. In 2010, as the K-pop Korean wave became fully established, Made in Korea completely transformed from a price discount product to a price premium product. Atomy, which was founded at the time, expressed the advantage of a 60% saving network without attaching such a Made in Korea premium, as opposed to Company A. Also, the cost of reducing sales through razor management was calculated at the cost. The cost was fully reduced by calculating the materials in advance to the manufacturer. It has truly achieved absolute quality and absolute price. In addition, the two-line binary method, which is a recent network trend, has been adopted to prepare the best network standards, both for products and business. In 10 years, company achieved $1 billion in domestic sales and $400 million in global sales. It was never a coincidence, but a necessity. At this point, what should not be overlooked is the basic. It is time to go back to basic, and we recognize because Atomy is doing network marketing. In other words, distribution costs and advertising costs saved by directly connecting production to consumers are the basic source of revenue. Travel multi-level company. If something happens and cancels the contract, it will give you the benefit. This is a source of benefit. A person's misfortune, source of profit. There are so many multi-levels like that. If you are a reasonable person, would you consider these profits to be profits and do business? In other words, it is necessary to clarify the source of a reasonable revenue. Atomy really achieved absolute quality and absolute price by reflecting the cost saved by reasonable distribution in production costs and minimizing overhead through razor management in quality and price. Even if you don't have to prove it, miracle return rate is 0.12% to 0.19%. Industry average is around 3.3%. Who dares to turn this big wave around? No one. If you are a business operator in Atomy, you need to be clear about the source of revenue. That is word of mouth. Success is fast because you properly explain and promote your business. But these days, people don't explain this basic. It's so strange that no one is talking. You have to explain the basics. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.